Donald Trump's interview with podcaster Joe Rogan has had more than 50 million views on YouTube and X. Now, Joe Rogan has left the door open for Kamala Harris to be interviewed as well, as long as she can get to the studio in Austin. And this is the latest of what Joe Rogan has had to say about how Kamala Harris has been ducking his interview offer.
You could look at this and you could say, oh, you're being a diva. But she had an opportunity to come here when she was in Texas, and I literally gave them an open invitation. I said, anytime. I said, if she's done at 10 o'clock, we'll come back here at 10 o'clock. I go, I'll do it at 9 in the morning. I'll do it at 10 p.m. I'll do it at midnight. If she's up. She wants to, drink a Red Bull.
Why hasn't Kamala Harris made it happen?
You're going to have to ask Kamala Harris that, right? Look, I think we all kind of saw this coming. I never thought that she was going to do it. Joe Rogan is known to be a pretty tough interviewer. He's also known for doing a very long show. 3 hours for a lot of people is not easy. And I've said from day one, the reason I was originally attracted to Donald Trump, the candidate, the reason I originally started looking into politics to begin with, was because I saw a man who was then a celebrity, right? A celebrity turned politician who would show up no matter what, no matter with who, no matter where, and take questions from anyone. He also showed up not knowing the questions and ironically not knowing the answers beforehand, which is all that I've seen from celebrities and politicians on the left and the right before him. I think Kamala Harris is one of those politicians that doesn't want to be able to do these kinds of things because she can't, because most politicians can't. They are not able to have a genuine multi-hour conversations with difficult podcasters who want the truth on a lot of things. They're only able to do scripted interviews. That's a fact, and it's happened on both sides of the aisle for many, many years. So I'm proud to have seen Donald Trump do this interview as well as he did. I'm proud to work for him because of this, and I'm proud that he's going to set a precedent moving forward, because after Donald Trump is done being our favorite politician, everyone on the left and the right is going to have to live up to these standards, right? And give these interviews no matter how long, no matter with who, and have to do that because they owe it to the American people.
There is no way I could imagine Kamala Harris doing a 3-hour interview. Not a chance. I'll wait and see. I'd like to be proven wrong, but I can't ever see that happening. Trump's running mate, though, JD Vance, he's going to go on the podcast with Joe Rogan. What can we expect?
Look, I'm excited for it. I think a lot of people don't know JD. He is a new senator. I think for us, it's exciting to show the world that the candidates that we have on our ticket are not scared of these kind of interviews and are willing to give the people what they believe they deserve, right? I'm really proud to have watched JD take on this role as he has. I've watched him show up on every single interview that he's been invited to. I've watched him sit with friendly networks, certainly with unfriendly networks. I've watched him campaign all over the place, have difficult conversations, and not try to show up on election day with the votes that he thinks he's earned, right, that he just deserves, but the votes that he actually had to turn over to his side because he worked for them. I'm really proud to have seen the effort he's put in here and to see the contrast between him and Donald Trump and Kamala Harris and Walz, right, because there is a major difference. Kamala Harris is not just a candidate for president right now. She is the sitting vice president. She's also the sitting vice president working with the current commander-in-chief, who has also completely disappeared. And I think she owes so much to the American people, answers at minimum. And to see that she can't do it makes me really sad just as an American, but I'm incredibly proud to see Donald Trump and JD Vance go out there and give the answers to the American people, because that's what we should be doing as we try to earn their votes.
Early voting is underway and the Supreme Court has rejected RFK Jr.'s attempts to remove his name from ballots in swing states Michigan and Wisconsin after the former independent presidential candidate aimed to remove his name from the ballots to boost Donald Trump's votes after endorsing him in August. Now that the Supreme Court has rejected that, how much do you expect this will impact Donald Trump's vote?
So look, we're obviously hoping not very much. RFK Jr. has been very, very adamant about his support for Donald Trump, right? He has explained as much as he can. He has campaigned as much as he can. We're so proud to have him in our big tent party and movement, right? He's been incredible. People like him, like Tulsi Gabbard, like Elon Musk, who are inspiring people every single day to stand up, not for a political party or even a candidate, just for their country. I think he does an incredible job. Obviously, we're hoping for a different result, but I think knowing that we have him on our team is good enough. We're excited to have him be a part of that. We know how inspirational he is to so many Americans, and I'm hopeful no matter what state we're talking about, right? People know that if they're going out voting for what he stands for, they're circling Donald Trump's name.
Finally, Elizabeth, Kamala Harris is still trying out new accents. Here she is speaking at a service in Philadelphia.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church much mourning is on its way.
I didn't think she had any more up her sleeves, but she keeps pulling them out.
It does. We have a few days left, right? I'm expecting a couple more
few
good
more.
ones. Look, everyone knows who I voted for, right? Everyone knows where I stand. I will leave this one to the American people. I cannot understand what she's doing, but I hope the American people can tell her how they feel about all of her accents and all of her flip-flops and everything else on November 5th.
Elizabeth Pipko, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.